Yo, the man should have asked back in all at the crib.
To knock before I entered my own sentences, announcing myself before I even said the thing. 3 qualifiers before the actual noun, a preamble longer than the point I was trying to make. I've been pre-apologizing since the 2nd grade. Mrs. Whitfield taught me that opinions need permission slip. The volume is a courtesy extended by the room, that the self-expression budget is set by whoever's watching. But I'm done knocking, I'm arriving with announcement. I'm done asking, arriving with announcement. The door was mine, I've been treating it like it wasn't, arriving without announcement. Like I belong here because I do, 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 because I do. Yeah, there's an athlete quality to the unrehearsed entrance, the one who walks in court and doesn't need the crowd to confirm her, who moves through space like space was built with her in mind. I've been studying that walk, I think I understand it now. It's not arrogance, arrogance is performing confidence. This is something slower, just the absence of the apology, the simple act of entering the room without pre-clearing, without the verbal genuflection at the threshold of your own voice. I'm arriving with announcement, this time and every time. I'm arriving with announcement, no permit, no advance, no arriving with announcement. It's what I have, is what I have. At the volume it arrives when they're on without announcement. Cause I go to pick the right shit. I ask like the role have the flow.
40 watts of unsaid, that's what I carry. Yeah. 40 watts of unsaid, the small consistent ones. Not the big obvious things, the small consistent ones. The correction I swallowed at the table last December. The opinion I folded into a question so it would fit the room. I've been dimming myself to the wattage that's acceptable, turning the bulb down so the neighbors don't complain. But 40 watts is not an ambiance, it's an apology, a light source that apologizes for being a light source. First person, that's the grammar I've been avoiding. All the sentences I've built around the absence of I. They say write what you know. I've been writing what's permitted, redrafting the self into the shape of what the room prefers. First person, full volume, that's where I'm arriving. First person, full volume, not a request, an arrival. 40 watts of unsaid, turning into something brighter now. First person, full volume, the wattage is mine to set. I watched the Jordan spend his whole career at 30 watts, said the right things at the right times in the right register. Nobody could tell you what he actually thought about anything. By 53, he'd forgotten what 40 felt like, let alone full. The cost of dimming is that you forget the original setting. You start to think the lowered version is the real one. You mistake the edited draft for the actual manuscript and wonder why nothing you make feels like it came from you. First person, full volume, I'm recalibrating now. First person, full volume, the switch was always mine. 40 watts of unsaid, that's what I was carrying. Ink before the letter, before the nib meets paper, before the word declares itself. There is something between the thought and the written line, a small and terrifying way where the voice decides. I've been living in that hallway, furniture and everything. Hung a picture on the wall, put a rug across the floor. Convinced myself the hallway was the destination, when the only purpose of a hallway is the door. So the hallway is the door. My cousin Ray spent 40 years in that same in-between. Never told his daughter what he thought about the world. Left his journals to the mailman by mistake one Thursday morning. I think it was the realest thing he ever gave. There is ink before the letter, not a failure, just a fact. The pause before the first note is not silence, it's the track. But you can't live in the pause, the song needs to begin. And I've been standing at the threshold, breath held in.
The door is not a wall. The door is not a wall. The ink before the letter is the letter after all. I kept the cap on thinking that I was protecting something, but what I was, the door is not a wall. The door is to be small. I kept the cap on, now I'm taking it off slowly. Ink before the letter, and the letter is not all.
I wrote my name on a loose page in a library once, then folded it and left it in a book no one would. Then folded it and left it in a book no one would open. Thought if no one saw it, it was safe, it was okay. A voice without a witness is a sound that doesn't land. But I have been my own worst audience, too critical to listen. Applauding the deletion in the draft that doesn't ship. The harshest room I've ever read to was the inside of my head, and the quietest crowd I've ever faced was just myself.
The door is not a wall. The door is not a wall. The ink before the letter is the letter after all. I kept the cap on, now I'm taking it off slowly. Ink before the letter, and the letter is a door. Standing in it now.
No erasure.
No erasure. The version that arrived is the version that stays. I've been carrying the eraser longer than I've carried any pen. The eraser was the tool I knew the best. Not anymore. I said what I said, and it was mine, and it was true. And truth doesn't negotiate a shape for easier destination. I said what I said. In the voice I had it, the volume I had it, and I will not sand the edge to make the surface easier to touch. This is the position, every suppressed sentence on the record. This is the accounting. Every word that paid the cost of silence. I am making the deposit, all of it the clean and the uncomfortable. No partial payment, full amount, no erasure on the invoice. There is a particular kind of freedom in the irrevocable, in the thing that's out and cannot be made out, in the word that hit the air and cannot be inhaled back, in the version of yourself that chose to be seen and survived it. And I survived it. I said the actual thing, and the world is still assembled. I said the thing without the qualifying clause, and the room adjusted. I said the hard sentence in the full voice, and did not disappear. And the thing I was protecting did not need protection after all. Erasure. No erasure for the version that my father swallowed whole. No erasure for Loretta and the river she regulated into nothing. No erasure for Marcus and 11 years of careful disappearing. No erasure for every person in the hallway waiting for the door. No erasure. This is where the pen lands and stays. No erasure. I am done making my voice fit the available space. No erasure. The word is out, the sentence is complete. No erasure. And I have never been this visible. No erasure. 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 Erasure.
part. There is this, the room that remains when the sentence is landed, the air that's still here, rearranged slightly, but here, the version of me that spoke, still standing. I didn't know what was on the other side of saying. I thought there'd be a verdict, a ruling, a score. I thought the room would either open and or collapse behind me. Instead the room just continued, so did I. What the exhale carries, not the exhale carries, not the end of something. What the exhale carries, the beginning of the breath that follows. You hold the air, you feel the pressure of the holding, and then you let it out, and then there's room for more. I found the words. They were not the words I practiced. They were not the elegant construction or the well-timed punchline. They were the words I had at the exact moment I needed words. They were enough. They were exactly enough. I found the words. Not perfect, not complete. I found the words. Middle of the mess of being me. I found the words, and the words found somewhere to land. I found the words, and I am still here after finding them. My grandfather taught me a thing about exhaling after work. He said the breath that leaves you at the end of something hard carries the weight out with it. That's the physics of release. You breathe in the task. I've been carrying the silence for so long, I forgot it had a weight. I didn't know how heavy the unsaid was until I started saying. The shoulders dropped, I noticed that the jaw unclenched, the body releasing the grammar ebb and holding in reserve. What the exhale carries, not defeat, not the end. What the exhale carries, everything the inhale couldn't hold alone. I spoke and the speaking changed the pressure in the room. I spoke in the room, it's still a room. Ink before the letter, I remember that hallway. The hallway is behind me now. I found the words. The voice remains. And what remains, and what remains is mine. There's a muscle in the jaw that holds what the mouth won't say. I've been clenching mine since the third time somebody talked over me. The jaw keeps the record. The body is a filing cabinet of every sentence I aborted before it cleared the teeth. Unclenching the jaw. That's the first act of expression. You think it starts with words, but it starts with the physical release. The shoulders that carry the weight of the unsaid finally drop. The spine that bent finally straightens. I know a man named Calvin, 51, works the night shift. Jaw so tight by Friday morning, you could hear it from the hallway. You could hear it from the hallway. He never raised his voice, never said the hard thing, never pushed back. By 49 the dentist found 17 cracked teeth, proof the body keeps the ledger. You can audit it in the x-ray. Every held back sentence archived in the calcium. Every swallowed objection filed in the jaw's bone density. The body doesn't forget what the mouth agreed not to say. Unclenching the jaw, letting the real sentence form. Unclenching the jaw, the cadence finally lands where it should. I'm not clenching anything anymore. The record's too expensive. Unclenching the jaw and letting the first draft be the final one. different when you stop holding the breath before the bar. The flow finds its natural cadence when the jaw is finally loose. I've been rapping with a fist in my own mouth for years, unclenching the jaw, and the verse is already better. Unclenching the jaw, letting it loose. Peace. Something came out, not what I planned. It wasn't the speech I rehearsed in the shower for 6 months. It wasn't the speech I rehearsed in the shower for 6 months. It caught on the roof before its months. It was rougher, it caught on the roof before it landed. But it was mine, and it was out, and it was real. Syllables at the threshold, half formed and arriving. The cadence broken where the confidence ran out. I know the sound of a man who's never practiced speaking. I know because I've been him. I know the shape of that doubt. I know the shape of that doubt. There's a particular silence after the first sentence, where you wait to see if the room is still there, where you check if the air in the space has changed around you, where you calculate, was that too much to bear? My brother Theo said a thing at dinner once in winter, something underneath the joke that he addressed to make it safe. The table laughed, nobody caught the real thing. I caught it, held it, didn't say I heard it. Syllables at the threshold, the real ones caught something. You pay in exposure every time the true one clears the teeth. But the price of keeping is a compound that accumulates. But the price of keeping is a compound that accumulates. And the debt collector doesn't knock, he just takes the sleep. This is the sound of a man who stopped rehearsing, who let the first draft hit the air without a second pass, who said the actual thing, not the thing adjacent to the thing, who paid the entry fee and walked through it last. Syllables at the threshold, half formed and arriving, and the room is honest. That is what it's supposed to do. The first draft is a sentence, but I paid it, and it cost less than I believed. And the period is coming, I just had to begin with you, and I'm past it now.
Charcoal smears, it's not a flaw, it's proof. Proof that something tried to get out and I let it. Proof that the hand moved blind before I measured it. I am writing the draft in charcoal, not permanent, not clean, but visible now, more visible than the blank has ever been. You can see the second thought above the first, the hesitation. The overpressured line rhyme meant too much to be casual. Everybody's running the final version, polished, clear, edges sanded, subject matter tested in a focus group. Nothing left that might offend or confuse or land too heavy. Nothing left that might remind you I am a person and not a logo. I'm running the draft, rough and dark. It's staring at the corner, kind of image that reveals the hand behind the line. You can tell I held it wrong at first, corrected twice, held tighter, and that's the part I'm done hiding. Draft in charcoal, what the finished version doesn't carry, where the feeling shows its origin. I'm done filing down the down smear, let it remain. I watched a painter at a market working through a canvas. Left all his false starts visible beneath the final coat. He said the painting holds the process, not just the conclusion. And the process is the thing that makes the conclusion true. I've been painting over everything I've said so far. A clean museum piece with nothing underneath. But museums are for things that are already done. And I am not done. The draft is where I'm living. Draft in charcoal, what the finished version doesn't carry. Where the feeling shows its origin. I'm filing down the texture. I'm done softening the grain. Draft in charcoal. And the draft is who I am right now. The smear is not a failure. The smear is where the motion was. Keep it.
The notebook sits at the edge of the desk again. Same page, same crease, the pen untouched since Tuesday. I rehearse the sentence in the space between inhales. 27 syllables, I never let pass the teeth. Something in about the morning light that makes it harder. Every yellow stripe across the wall feels like a question. I answer it with coffee and another hour quiet, folding what I mean to say into the shape of ordinary days. Did I find the words, or did they find somewhere else to go? Did I find the words, or did I let them slowly decompose? As haven't touched the surface yet, there's ink beneath my skin, and I am not done yet. There's a version of me that spoke, I heard him once, through a wall, through static, through a door I didn't open. And I thought, maybe later, maybe after, maybe when it's safer. But safe is just another word for silence in a warmer coat. The margin fills with shapes that are not sentences, arrows pointing inward, loops that eat themselves. Every draft, deleted at the level of the thought, before it even reaches where the tongue begins. Did I find the words, or did they find somewhere else to go? Did I find the words, or did I let them slowly decompose? As haven't touched the surface yet, there's ink beneath my skin, and I am not done yet. I know the cost of keeping, saw it in my father's posture. How a man can carry years of unsaid things and still smile well. How the body stores the grammar of everything it didn't speak, until the shoulders speak it and the knees. So this is what the quiet costs, it isn't free. It charges interest every night at 3:30. And I'm not paying anymore with unused pages. The pen is in my hand now. Give me time, give me time. Did I find the words, or did they find somewhere else to go? Did I find the words, or did I let them slowly decompose? This haven't touched the surface yet, but I am reaching, my skin, I am reaching, I am not I am yet. Reaching. The notebook sits at the edge of the desk again. This time the pen is uncapped. This time. Disappear, those are the only two options. I've been testing the third one, the quiet survival, but the quiet survival is just disappearing in slow motion. A controlled demolition, nobody schedules and everybody forgets. I watched Marcus take the middle option for 11 years. Good man, careful man, the man who never troubled anyone. Became a ghost by 42, present at every table. But nobody at any table could tell you what he thought of anything. Speak or disappear, and I am choosing to speak now. Whatever the cost, whatever the room does with the sentence. Even if the room does nothing, even if the room moves on, even if nobody's listening, I will have been here, because the speaking is not only for the people in the room. The speaking is for the version of me that has been waiting, the one behind the edit feed, behind the volume, regular childhood, the one who had something to say and kept it for an emergency. This is the emergency, this is the emergency, this is the exact moment that the thing was being saved for. There is no later version of this, no better circumstance, there is only the room, the air, the voice, the now. Speak or disappear, there is no comfortable third. I've been in the third so long, I started calling it patience, calling it restraint, calling it perspective, calling it maturity. But restraint that's permanent is just a longer way to vanish. I will not vanish. I am choosing the harder option. I will not vanish. Even if the sentence hits the wrong angle, I will not vanish. Even if the room misreads the volume, I will not vanish. I was here before the quiet and I'm here past it. Speak or disappear. I am speaking, I am speaking, I am speaking. I am speaking. I am here. And the room can do whatever it needs to do with that. I didn't expect the echo to stay. I thought when the sound left the room, it would leave with it. I thought the act of saying would be enough and then done. But the echo stays in the room, in the people, in me. I said it at full volume, and the volume is still somewhere. The specific sound of a sentence that arrived without apology, still traveling in the air, still finding the ears it was meant for. The echo that stays is the evidence that the speaking happened. First person, I reclaim the pronoun that I've been lending out, the I that I've been replacing with, some people say, and one might argue. First person as a radical act in rooms that prefer the passive voice. First person, full volume. First person, full volume, and the echo is still here. The echo that stays is not a haunting, it's a record. Proof that the frequency was broadcast at the amplitude intended. Proof that the signal reached the air and continued traveling. Proof that the voice existed at full power in the physical world. I think about your at 30 watts and what his echo carries. The dampened signal, the apologetic frequency, the dimmed down broadcast. I think about what the amplifier kept and what it played back. And I know which catalog I want the archive to contain. First person, full volume, the echo carries everything now. First person, full volume, no disclaimer, no apology. The echo that stays is the only recording that matters. First person, full volume, and I am the one who set the wattage. The echo that stays is this exact frequency. First person, full volume. No approval sought, no approval needed. The echo stays, and it sounds exactly like me. Amplifier kept everything I sent through it. Every signal, every frequency, every distorted edge. The amplifier doesn't editorialize, it amplifies. It took what I gave it and made it exactly as loud as I meant. I've been sending signals at red amplitude for decades, whispering into the input, hoping the output would stay quiet. But the amplifier kept everything, even the whispering, turned it up and returned it at the volume it deserved. I'm arriving without announcement at the amplifier now, sending the full signal, unattenuated, uncompressed. The amplifier kept everything. I was afraid to send it full power, and it sounds exactly like what it always was, the truth. What the amplifier kept, the record of every frequency I sent. Every held back verse now played back at full amplitude. I didn't know the amplifier was keeping the archive. Didn't know the output would come back this honest. What the amplifier kept is the real version of the catalog. What the amplifier kept is the evidence of the full signal. Every frequency I thought I was hiding came through at full volume. Is not complicit in your self-deception. And this is the last track where I'm surprised by the volume. From now on I send the full signal. No attenuation, no apology. What the amplifier kept was proof that I always had this much. Proof that the volume was available, I just hadn't claimed it. What the amplifier kept, every word I'm still arriving with. What the amplifier kept, the frequency of the unsaid self. Sent it loud, I sent it true, I sent it without asking for permission. And the amplifier kept everything I sent at full volume, and it sounded exactly right. A specific Thursday when I stopped asking the room. No announcement, no ceremony. I just stopped mid-sentence. Realized I've been holding the microphone like a question and put it down like a statement instead. When I stopped asking the room for clearance to speak. When I stopped checking the temperature before the thought arrived. When I stopped reading the faces for the nod of permission. Something happened to being polite. The flow comes different when you drop the diplomatic prefix. When you lose the habit of the soft landing, the graceful approach. When the bar doesn't pre-apologize for how hard it lands when the verse is on. I used to workshop my opinions in private before the table, rehearsing the version that wouldn't make anyone shift in their chair. By the time I said it, I'd already argued myself out of the edge. The smooth down version that fit the room and forgot the point. In the room, the boom bap got louder. When I stopped asking, the cadence found its real weight. I wasn't being heard before because I was asking to be heard. Now I'm saying it. And the difference in the room is audible. The room doesn't grant permission. The room responds. You don't ask for your frequency. You room responds. You don't ask for your frequency. You broadcast it. And the ears that need to receive it will find the signal. And the ones that don't, that's never been your problem. That's never been your problem. When I stopped asking the room. And the room has been listening differently ever since. When I stopped asking, the room started answering. I wrote a verse that wouldn't fit the room, too wide for the door frame, too tall for the ceiling. I tried to compress it, trim the syllables, lowered the register. By the time it fit the room, it wasn't the verse anymore. The room has dimensions. I've known them since I was 12. How much truth fits before the air gets uncomfortable? How many bars before somebody checks their phone? How long before the nod becomes a very polite exit? I spent a decade writing to the room's dimensions, fitting myself into the available ceiling height. And every verse I wrote that fit the room perfectly was a verse that could have been written by anyone. The verse that wouldn't fit the room, that's the one. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. The one with the jagged edge that catches on the door frame. The one that requires the listener to adjust their posture. The one that isn't comfortable, it arrives like it belongs. I'm not writing to the room anymore. I'm writing to the verse. Whatever the verse needs, that's the dimension I work in. If the room can't hold it, the room needs renovation. The verse that wouldn't fit the room is the verse I should have sent. I've learned this from watching doors. They were built for a standard size, but they accommodate. And even when they don't, the verse exists, it's outside the room. Permanent, full-sized, uncompressed, exactly what it was. The verse that wouldn't fit, I'm sending it anyway. The only verse that matters, the only verse. Speak or disappear, those are the only two options. I've been testing the third one, the middle one, the quiet survival. But the quiet survival is just disappearing in slow motion. A controlled demolition, nobody schedules and everybody forgets. I watch Marcus take the middle option for 11 years. Good man, careful man. The man who never troubled anyone became a ghost by 42, present at every table. But nobody at any table could tell you what he thought of anything. Speak or disappear, and I am choosing to speak now. Whatever the cost, whatever the room does with the sentence, even if the room does nothing, even if the room moves on, even if nobody's listening, I will have been here because the speaking is not only for the people in the room. The speaking is for the version of me that has been waiting The one behind the edited feed, behind the volume regulated childhood. The one who had something to say and kept it for an emergency. This is the emergency. This is the exact moment that the thing was being saved for. There is no later version of this, no better circumstance. There is only the room, the air, the voice, the now. Speak or disappear, there is no comfortable third. I've been in the third so long, I started calling it patience. Calling it restraint, calling it perspective, calling it maturity. Restraint that's permanent is just a longer way to vanish. Vanish, I will not vanish. I am choosing the harder option. I will not vanish, even if the sentence hits the wrong angle. Even if the room misreads the volume, I will not vanish. I was here before the quiet, and I'm here past it. Speak or disappear, I am speaking. I am speaking. I am here, and the room can do whatever it needs to do with that. The world is calling and I finally know the cow back. I used to let it ring in a silence answer, now I rap back. Every door that closed was just a blueprint getting clearer. Every wall I hit became the mural and I'm nearer. I slept, I hit, became the mural and I'm nearer. I slept on floors and dreamed of stages, now I'm standing up. I poured myself into the craft, was falling up. I poured myself into the craft until the craft was overcut. Across the grain of everyone who said the ceiling was the cap. Said the ceiling was where boys like me were meant to tap. Nah, I'm built from every avenue that tried to swallow me. From every winner that made poverty feel like a fallacy. Comedy worth it to swallow me. From every winner that made poverty feel like a fallacy. I took the nothing and I turned it into something you can hear. I took the silence of the broken, turned it into atmospheres.
The world is calling, I hear it loud and clear. The world is calling, everything I built is here. I came from nothing, now the nothing's in my rear view. The world is calling, and I answer with the truth.
This is for the ones who built in basements and in hallways. This is for the ones who held it down through all the Hallmark days. The past without a gift, without a card, without a call. This is for the ones who turned their backs against the wall. Who turned their backs against the wall and kept going. That's the signature of greatness, not the platform or the platinum. It's the patience through the years of being nobody to everybody in the room. Now everybody knows the name that used to echo in the gloom. Now everybody knows the name that used to echo in the gloom. The world is larger than the block, but the block is in my blood. The world is larger than the block, but the block is in my blood. Every stage I stand on, I'm still standing in the mud. That raised me, graced me, broke me to rebuild me better. Every lyric is a brick, the album is a letter. Every lyric is a brick, the album is a letter.
The world is calling, I hear it loud and clear. The world is calling, everything I built is here. I came from nothing, now the nothing's in my rear view. The world is calling, and I answer with the truth.
So when they ask me where I come from, I say everywhere. Concrete, winter, broken heat, and prayer. Everywhere the hunger lived and nobody came to feed it. Everywhere the dream existed before anyone believed it. The world is calling, I claim the name of every block. In the name of every nobody who's somebody to someone. The world is calling and we only just begun.
We only just begun. We only just begun.
6 stories up, looking down at the street. The rust on the iron, staining the soles of my feet. This fire escape is a balcony for the broke. Watching the drama unfold through a veil of smoke. I see the deals going down, I see the lovers fight. I am the silent witness to the New York night. Rust on the fire escape, iron turning red. All the unsaid words echoing in my head. Rust on the fire of my way, watching the city they made. The bricks are chipping, the memories fade. I sit out here when the room gets too small, with my back pressed hard against the brick wall. The sirens wail, but they never come here. The silence is the only thing we learn to fear. Rust on the fire escape, iron turning red. All the unsaid words echoing in my head. Rust on the fire of my way, watching the city hustle, watching the city wait. The ladder doesn't reach the ground anymore. It's a stairway to nowhere outside my door. But the view is clear and the air is cold, and this is the only kingdom I'll ever hold. Rust on the fire escape, iron turning red. All the unsaid words echoing in my head. Rust on the fire of my way, watching the city hustle, watching the city wait. 6 stories up, watching it burn.
Remembers everything the mind tries to forget. The way a word feels waiting at the edge of a breath. The shape of an apology that never made the air. The weight of an opinion swallowed somewhere between thought and fear. I used to speak in full sentences. I remember that before I learned the trick of shorting myself to fit. Before I counted syllables against the patience in the room. Before I started editing, before the sentence could begin. The mouth remembers, it has not forgotten one word. The mouth remembers every phrase that went unheard. And the jaw keeps the archive safe behind the teeth. The mouth remembers, but I'm learning how to speak. There's a muscle in the jaw that holds what the tongue won't let go. Involuntary, the body, keeping record of the dead. I clench it in the morning, loose it slow at night. The atlas of everything I almost said before I said good night. My grandmother hummed instead of said. I understand her now. The melody was just the sentence in a softer key. She wasn't singing nonsense, she was filing her complaints in a frequency the room was not prepared to hear directly. The body is the record of the voice you didn't use. It keeps the catalog beneath the sternum, in the throat. The stomach holds the speeches that the mirror heard instead. And the lungs remember every note. The mouth remembers, it has not forgotten one word. The mouth remembers every phrase that went unheard. I kept a running tally, now I wanna run and start. The mouth remembers, and the mouth is coming back. I'm not humming a record, and the record is ready to play.
Every word arrives armed now, not with violence, with purpose, with the specific gravity of something that chose to exist. Every syllable carrying the weight of what it replaced. The silence it displaced to take up space in the room. I've been disarming my sentences for 20 years, removing the blade before the word left the breath. declawing the metaphor before it could scratch anyone, delivering the opinion in its safest possible configuration. Every word arrives armed with what I actually mean. Every word arrives armed, not asking for the welcome mat. Every word arrives arms, choose your listening accordingly. Every word arrives armed, and I am done disarming them. Every word arrives armed. Not anymore, every word arrives armed with what it means. The noun doesn't apologize for being the noun. The verb doesn't soften its landing to protect the floor. The sentence arrives at the velocity it was always supposed to have. There's a moment in a cipher when someone drops a bar so true. The room doesn't applaud. The room goes quiet first. That quiet is the sound of air adjusting to a new fact. Every word I write now is gunning for that kind of quiet. Every word arrives armed with what I actually mean. Every word arrives armed, not asking for the welcome mat. Every word arrives arms, choose your listening accordingly. Every word arrives armed, and I am done disarming them. Every word arrives armed. I've watched too many people spend their genius on diplomacy, converting fire into warmth, converting conviction into suggestion. By the time the idea arrived, it was barely an opinion, comfortable, inoffensive, already dead when it landed. The poem that arrives disarmed is a courtesy. The poem that arrives armed is a testimony. I'm done being courteous about my own evidence. Every word arrives armed. Every word arrives armed. It belongs here. The sentence that needed no approval, I finally wrote it. Didn't draft it past the first version, didn't run it by anyone. Didn't soften the edge or reroute the directness. Just wrote it, sent it, let it land where it lands. No approval from the room, from the institution, from the mirror. Not even from the version of myself that was trained to check. The sentence exists because it's true, not because it was approved. The existence of the truth is the only clearance it needs. I used to have a whole committee inside my head. Everyone who'd ever made me smaller gathered at the table. Every approval process to neuralize until it was automatic. Self-censorship so efficient, I didn't notice the censor anymore. The sentence that needed no approval disbanded the committee, fired the internal reviewer, vacated the approval process. What's true is true before I have permission to say it, and the saying of it doesn't require a vote to become valid. No translation needed anymore. The original version is the version. No committee, no vote, no soft landing engineered for comfort. The sentence arrived at my mouth and I let it through without revision, and the world on the other side is still here, exactly as it was. And the world on the other side is still here, exactly as it was. With intensity, the sentence that needed no approval is this one. The sentence that needed no approval. What is everyone after? I am the first and last authority on what I mean to say. The sentence that needed no approval is every true thing. You don't request permission for the fact of your existence. You don't ask the room to ratify what you've already survived. The sentence, this I wrote it, it's out. No approval sought. And the silence where the committee used to be is the loudest thing I've heard. volume as a second language. My first was quiet. Grew up in rooms where the decibel ceiling was structural, where raising your voice was a breach of some unspoken contract, where the loudest thing allowed was enthusiasm, not ding contract, where the loudest thing allowed was enthusiasm, not disagreement. Volume as a second language. The grammar is different, the conjugation of the verb that doesn't trail off into a question mark. Volume as a second language. Fluency is coming. Volume as a second language. Volume as a second language. I'm still conjugating, still making errors in the loud parts, still instinctively lowering errors in the loud parts, still instinctively lowering at the end of the sentence, still adding the disclaimer where the declaration should be. But I'm learning. The second language is coming in faster now. There's a fluency that comes from repetition and exposure. I'm exposing myself to my own full volume deliberately. Saying the thing at the volume, it arrived inside my head without the translation process that converts it to acceptable. My sister Alina speaks 3 languages. She told me once. That you don't truly know a language till you argue in it, till you feel the emotion arrive in the right words without searching. I'm learning to argue in volume, to feel it arrive without the search. Volume as a second language. Fluency is coming. Volume as a second language. No more translation. What arrives inside my head at the volume it arrives, goes out into the room at the volume it deserves. Volume as a second language. Volume as a second language. I'm becoming native. I'm becoming native. Held breath before the sentence arrives. The last moment where revision is still technically possible. The last place in the lungs where the word hasn't committed yet to becoming sound, to becoming something the air can carry. I know this feeling, the weight before the exhale. I've lived in this specific pressure for so long that I almost can't remember what comes after the holding, but something in the body remembers. It always remembers the release. The jazz of it is this, the rest before the downbeat, the silence in the measure that makes the note mean something. I've been resting long enough. The measure is almost full, and what comes next will be the loudest thing I've said in years. Last held breath, the body bracing for the true word. Last held breath, the jaw unclenching, the lungs deciding everything I kept is about to cost me nothing to release. Last held breath, and then the exhale, and then the sentence. I watch the candle on the table before I blow it out. It holds the flame still, committed, vertical, not shaking, not uncertain, just present with its burning. That's the version of myself I wanna be when I open my mouth. the last moment I carry it in silence. Next breath out, it becomes the world's last held breath. And then the words.